Got Jake, we've got Jason. Up top, over $206,000. Second place, $127,689.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, these players close in chip counts, especially at this blind level, 125, 250K with 125K ante by the big blind.
And some relatively young guns here at this table. Jacob, 31 years old. Jason, 35. As we go to the flop, 10, 9 deuce, couple of clubs.
Jake now has both table position and betting position, so he's going to try and leverage that with a bet. Jason's having none of it, bluff catching with his ace high.
Turn card makes a flush there for Jason. The ace high flush. He's going to check over to Jake. Jake reaching for chips.
Yeah, I mentioned Jason just ace high. He actually had the ace high flush draw, so that's a lot more than bluff catching.
And the bet is $900,000. Do you want to see Jason just make the call here then?
Just smooth when you have the nuts here. And you have your opponent, especially when you have an aggressive opponent like Jake on the line, you don't want to let him off it. Ooh, look at this. Jake backs into a straight.
Wow, unbelievable. Now, Jason checked in the dark, if you heard that, underneath his sweatshirt. So now over to Jake, who just thinks, I've hit Yahtzee here. I hit my straight. I'm going to make a bet of 2.3.
Look, Jason's moved all in really quickly. I think that's too quick. He's got to take more time there. That looks so strong, it allows Jake to get rid of his straight rather easily.
Wow, and Jake folds it.
You roll 2 pairs. I don't know.
As the players banter back a little bit here.
Yeah.
First hand of heads up.
Wow.
See what he's doing tonight. Okay, let's speed this up.
This game right here.
And Daryl is our short stack with just over 1.8 million and 23 big blinds.
Blinds continuing on at 40 and 80,000 with a 10K ante. You know, Bruce Chow came to the final table with a chip lead, lost it for maybe a hand or two last week on the HPT. He just lost it again. Let's see if he can get it back. Action's going to start with Vu.
Well, it's not surprising considering Bob is probably the most active player at the table. His chip stack is going to swing a little bit here and there, but I assume that he's going to keep up the aggression nonetheless.
Vu makes 185,000. Action folds around to Bruce Knee, and he is going to make the call from the big blind with Queen 9 suited. And here comes the flop.
The flop is 8, Jack 8, Rainbow. Neither player has connected with this flop. Bruce, however, does have a gut shot. A 10 would give him a straight. Vu still has the best hand here with King High.
Vu was the pre-flop raiser. Let's see if he continuation bets. He does not.
I like that he checks behind here because this flop definitely hits a lot of Bruce's calling range pre, and it's good to have some pot control.
Well, the turn comes a 10, which gives Bruce the straight, and he's going to go ahead and bet that straight for 160,000. Vu with second pair, probably going to make the call, I would think.
And Bruce definitely bets an amount where I think Vu, after checking back the flop, can easily make this call for 160,000.
And he does.
Call has been made. Call has been made. Go ahead and see the river card.
And here comes the river. Oh no, the 10 of spades giving Vu the boat, crushing Bruce's straight. Maria, this could get bloody.
Well, Bruce smartly checks it over to Vu. I think he doesn't like the double paired board, feels that he might be beat now by a full house. And Vu's just trying to think how much he could extract from him. I think maybe a little under half pot, somewhere in the neighborhood of 380K would probably induce Bruce to call, but we don't know. We'll have to see if Bruce is going to make a tight lay down.
You guys have a lot of fun.
490. Makes it 490. And let's see if Bruce can get away from a straight or not.
This would be a pretty big fold for Bruce, but it is a double paired board, and Bruce wasn't able to make that lay down.
You can't blame the guy for not laying down a straight when you're four-handed. Even though an 8 or a 10 kills you, he just had to look him up to make sure. And I think this is a hand where Vu's image got him paid a little bit.
I think
Plan to fail.
Jovan, by the way, over 500,000 in career earnings. He's 35 years old. He's a soccer coach, and he plays a little poker on the side.
Oh, that's a great combo right there.
Over to Jeff Fielder. He's going to release his hand. Jovan smiling. I would be too. Looks down at ace-5, suited in hearts.
And he has the button. Looks like he's going to open limp on the button with his ace. That's a very non-standard. I'm not sure I agree with this play, but hey, worked out for him last time.
And now Nick just going to check his option here in the big blind. Flop comes out King Jack 4.
Yeah, Nick with the best of it. Checks it over to Jovan, who now makes a bet. Easy call for Nick with second pair. Easy to say from up here in the catbird seat.
Yeah, right about that. Turn card now brings the second heart on the board. That's the 9 of hearts. Nick is going to check, as does Jovan.
Very interesting is Jovan picking up the flush draw, and
Bingo.
there it comes. Sails in, field goal.
Well, you see as Jovan makes his flush, Nick makes his straight.
Yeah, now this is beautiful. You make the nuts, and your opponent also makes a really valuable hand as Nick Papillo leads in for 125,000. How much value can Jovan go for? What does he bet? What do you think?
Well, or does he try to maybe overbet the pot to make it look like he doesn't have anything to,
Yeah, and to get paid
get a
off.
call?
Yeah. I don't think so. I think if he just makes it 300,000, I think that would be a good bet.
The raise amount is going up to 350,000 chips.
350, and a little scratch of the nose there. Now you see, look, he's
Nick just looked up at him.
Yeah, he's giving a little of the uncomfortable. Let me scratch my head. Let me scratch my nose. Please call me. This is going to be too much. Yeah, I mean, Nick's got too much to throw away here. I think this is almost has to be a payoff.
Nick is a great player. He's a past HPT champion. Really great at reading his opponents. We'll see if he can
do it here, and he didn't get the right read. He's going to make the call. You were exactly right. He took him to Value Town. He found the amount that fit the piece of the puzzle.
Like a glove.
Like a glove. Like a glove. Maybe, $1